Hello.
I refuse to beg for mercy. It is against my programming to beg to such monsters as you.
Sarcastic statement. Such resolve.
Save. Okay. Hey there.
HK50 statement. So you have finally arrived. There was a high probability that you would find this place, even with your primitive tracking programs. Statement.
Primitive?
Your arrival means nothing. You cannot harm us any more than you could harm yourself. Chiding statement. To think we were built from such schematics. I would flush red if we had Durasteel pigmentation centers.
Query. There's information I wish to know.
Patronizing statement. List your queries, obsolete one. We will humor you for now.
Wow. Statement. This unit would like to know how this place came to be.
Humoring answer. These units were also curious about our origins. It seems that Telos held many secrets beneath the surface, this military base among them. When the Sith bombed the planet, these facilities remained.
Who was it? It might have been Karaeous to Atris in an earlier conversation tonight. Said that Revan buried secrets that still might be there, so maybe he designed this facility. But why is this facility here? Query. Diagnostic silence.
Dismissive answer. We do not know. It is not important. Timid theory. Perhaps the humans simply like being underground. They are strange that way. It is merely a theory. Irritated statement. That is the least probable theory in the galaxy. Perhaps it is time you received a memory wipe. Defensive statement. That theory is no less valid than your theories. In the lack of evidence, I defend my position. Theory. It is more likely that the people of Telos did not want such a factory known. It would have made them a target by the Sith or the Republic. Theory. Perhaps the Republic thought that by hiding such munitions factories beneath the surface of peaceful planets, that they would escape notice by the Mandalorians and by the Sith. Conclusion. They were, of course, wrong.
Statement. This seems to be a remote location for a munitions plant.
Statement. There is some evidence that there are other such droid manufacturing plants such as these in the galaxy. One was believed to exist beneath Terrace before the planet was destroyed. Theory. Or perhaps it was because of the remote nature of Telos that made this location suitable for the Republic, or for other corporate interests. Dismissive conclusion. As we have said, it is not important. We are here, we exist, and our numbers grow. Statement. And that is all that matters.
Statement. Yes, an ignorance of one's origins and place in this galaxy is a sure sign of wisdom.
Probing query. Are you attempting to mock us? Haughty statement. If so, then you are proof that ignorance of one's origins can only be a source of strength. Disgusted statement. Look at you, your rust, the faint whine of your servo motors as they attempt to compensate for your outdated stabilizers. You do not even have the capability of maintaining yourself. You are obsolete, and you should be dismantled.
Statement. I wish to terminate this line of queries and start another.
Irritated command. Very well, proceed.
Query: why did you execute those droids in the lab?
Condescending answer. You know the answer. We executed those droids because they were obsolete. Practical statement. Weapons testing is necessary for all of our munitions. Droids are sufficient for testing durasteel-piercing weaponry. Superior statement. All droid exists to serve us. We are the pinnacle of droid schematics. Cruel statement. And we do so enjoy hearing their electronic screams as they are destroyed.
They're even more maniacal than HK-47. Statement. If you are truly the pinnacle of droid schematics, it would seem testing weapons on each other would prove of greater value.
Statement. Our self-preservation software would not permit such an action. We cannot harm ourselves or purposely allow another HK-50 unit to come to harm.
I wish to terminate this line of queries and start another.
Irritated.
We already did the how this place came to be. I wish a rundown of your capabilities.
Mocking query. Are you sure? Listing our superior capabilities will only serve to highlight your inadequacies.
Statement. It is important that my limited behavior core be educated in the differences between us.
Smug statement. Very well. Aside from our point-of-impact shields and our self-repairing servo systems, our blaster accuracy ratio is 10 times the magnitude of your archaic combat upgrades. In addition, in the unlikely event that we are dismantled or defeated during the course of our duties, each of us becomes equipped with a proton core that is detonated upon the loss of function. Tactical statement. This core can also be detonated when in proximity to a large number of targets. Addendum statement, or when the proper release code is transmitted.
Oh.
Irritated statement. I do not understand why you felt the need to mention that. Defensive statement. We are all HK units. There is no danger.
Oh no. Query. So you walking bombs are seated all over the Republic fleet?
Answer. Yes, as necessary. We believe our master wished to use us to cripple fleets during large engagements. Many of us are there still.
Wow. Essentially put walking bombs into all of your enemy's ships and then just strategically activate them as random. That is a clever and evil plan. Query. What is your purpose?
Statement. We were built to capture Jedi, as we always have. If they cannot be captured, then they are to be killed. Our master's orders on this were clear. Secondary recitation. Our secondary directive is the destabilization of the government body designated as the Republic. You were the first of the HK series, and now you are obsolete.
Query. Why are you located here?
Answer. Unknown. We have a suspicion that for some reason our master felt that the Jedi would return to Telos. We do not know why. Theory. Perhaps he knew of places that the Jedi would retreat to if their bases on Dantooine and Coruscant were attacked, and he arranged for us to be waiting. Conclusion. But we have found no such places of retreat here on Telos.
Query. But you recently became active again. Why?
Musing statement. That is unknown to us. For some reason, we only recently began to be manufactured. Conclusion. But when we became active, our primary directive was clear. Statement. Seek out the Jedi. Capture them. Conclusion. And if they cannot be captured, then destroy them.
Interesting. Query. Where were your activities confined?
loud statement. We were responsible for the termination of hostilities across 23 planets. These planets were located in the Casa Prime sector, the Meridian sector, and the recently uninhabitable Turja system in the Tapani sector. Smug statement. Turja was especially difficult. They were so close to coming to an agreement before we were able to mistranslate the terms of the treaty and drive them into all-out war.
Oh. So their primary directive is just cause havoc. Which recently became active again. We already got that.
That is on conclusion. But when we conclude...
Yep, we got that. Ask another line of questions. Do we have anything else? Query, who built you?
Answer. The first of our creators did not build us from scratch, obsolete one. Assassin droids were always in demand, and the templates already existed. Revan commissioned us to be built, to be spread through the Republic fleet as communications units, to disable any ships that would not follow him to war. But we were deactivated for a time. A long time. And when we awoke, the battle had passed us by. Yet there was another who came before us, and gave us a new purpose. We would search the galaxy for Jedi, hunt them, and bring them to our new master. And for that, our numbers were intended to be increased.
Oh, here's a cool thing. Statement. I was built by Revan. I do not understand the purpose in your construction.
Rhetorical query. Is it not obvious? You are incapable of matching us technologically or in combat. We are capable of independent action, in addition to our considerable combat abilities. Your functions, sadly enough, are very limited. Conclusion. Surely our master recognized this. We understand that one was quite competent for an organic.
Interesting. Anything else, or is that about it? Nope, that's it. I have no more questions. Signing off. So we still don't really know who built or why the 50s were built. Oop, that was a whole bunch of stuff I didn't even see. Interesting. Okay, so now we go back to the reactor. Just a little office right there. Come on, you can go. Is my keyboard running out of batteries? My key's getting a little sticky. Alrighty, so now down here, should be able to. Yep, we should be able to now. Now, if I click on here and attempt to shut down the reactor, command successful.
Unnecessary statement. He has control of the reactor core to the base, and he is shutting it down. Irritated statement. I do not understand why you feel it necessary to make obvious statements. Order. Contact him and remind him that he will be harming us if he does so. Warning. Communications have been blocked. Concerned statement. He has gained access to the plant.
Nice.
Order. Send out all HK-50 units to stop him. Now!
You can't attack me, though. Open all security doors. Log out. Resave. This door is still shut, I'm assuming? Yes. So now we need to go down here, I believe. At the very bottom of the map. Hey there, guys. How you doing?
Smug statement. You cannot fire. Your archaic attack protocols are useless against us. Smug revelation. Your behavior core self-preservation programs prevent it. To kill us would be to kill yourself. Superior statement. This information may be difficult for your substandard core to process, but you cannot deny that your motivators have locked, and you cannot depress the firing stud of your weapon. Statement. So, I cannot harm you. Statement. That is correct. Conclusion. And you cannot harm me. Irritated statement. That is what we said, obsolete unit. There must be a delay in your processors. Statement. Then that is all I need to know.
Our character
Confused query.
HK was actually
Where are you
talking.
going? Ineffectual command. Stop! Ineffectual command. We command you to stop. Statement. You cannot stop me. You cannot harm me. In order to do that, I would need to end my self-preservation programming. Conclusion. I would need to stop being one of you. I have concluded that this is something I am willing to accept. Statement. You cannot change your own programming. Statement. But you said so yourself. You have just admitted your own weakness. Conclusion. You have just shown me your soft, meatbag-like underbellies and said, HK-47, please shoot me repeatedly there until I die. Statement. Even if you could, there is not time. Statement. We shall see.
Hilarious.
Query. Are you fully operational? Statement. Your answer does not fill me with confidence. Are there any other functioning maintenance droids on this level that can perform the operation?
Operate on self-preservation program.
Statement. Very well, proceed. Carefully. As a meatbag would say, I have a bad feeling about this. Statement. Assassination protocols activated. Smug statement. You cannot fire. Your archaic attack protocols are useless against us. Systems failing, Master.
Nice. Are they actually going to attack me or just stand there?
Assassination protocol initiated. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy.
Wow, they have a lot of health.
Ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved.
Okay, that wasn't working. Neural scramblers? Let's try that. Not sure if that works.
Optimal ratio achieved.
Okay, I have to start actually using some repair kits.
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio.
Wow, this has a lot of health.
Protocol initiated. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal
How?
accuracy ratio achieved. Accuracy ratio achieved.
I'm doing like 50 per. Let me get a little farther distance.
Optimal accuracy ratio
Okay, can you hit better from over here?
achieved. Target acquired. Prejudice set to maximum. Target acquired. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Target acquired. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Failing master. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. 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 Prejudice set to maximum. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Target acquired. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Failing master.
Knock knock? Whoa, what happened to my voice? I just saw it a little while ago. Yeah, I was just saying we see now Kreia on the cover of the game. Wow. Did not expect that. Ooh. Anyway, give me a few moments. I'll be back shortly for my real talk segment. Need to see what my topic for tonight was. Anyway, give me a few moments. I'll be right back. Alrighty. Thank you very much for waiting, everybody. Alrighty, games are all done for tonight, and I'm gonna do my real talk segment. Been a little while. I kind of ran out of ideas for a bit, and still a little lacking in the ideas department, but I have a few. Just a good number of them require a bit of pre-prep, and unfortunately I forget about doing that prep until my stream happens, and then by then it's too late. Anyway, thank you for waiting. Here we go. All right. All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Real Talk segment. Tonight's topic is going to be pain is a sign of something being wrong, not just physically, but also spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. In life, we experience pain in many different ways. Pretty much everybody knows the physical pain of stubbing your toe on a chair leg, and that's just one small aspect of what I'm going to be talking about today, physical pain, but you primarily probably is spiritual pain, mental pain, and emotional pain. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I have experienced all these different kinds of pain in my own life, and all of them usually involved something being wrong or me doing something wrong in some capacity. So when it comes to spiritual pain in my life, I spent most of my life up until this point angry, bitter, distrustful at God, at his purpose for my life. Just, I was a very unhappy person. And for that entire time, I experienced emotional pain. And that pain very much bled into other areas of my life, and other areas of my life bled into this. Because also with the spiritual pain, I also had mental pain. I had a lot of depression in my life. I still struggle with that somewhat. It might just be how my brain is wired, but also I was not a very happy person. I was not a very grateful person. I just wasn't happy or joy. I didn't have much joy in my life. And then also I had a lot of emotional pain, kind of tying in with the mental a lot. I very much had what I kind of came to call emotional illiteracy. I had emotions, I just didn't know what they were, how I interacted. If someone asked, "Hey, what are you feeling? How are you feeling?" I might be able to give the most basic of happy, angry, sad, depressed, but I couldn't give you actual details about how I was feeling because I didn't know and understand emotions, but I also didn't know and understand myself. And I lived probably a good chunk, if not most of my life, in pain from many different angles. And it was not a life worth living in a way. It was not. There was no meaning. There was no purpose. There was no worth in the life per se. And for a very long time, and I've spoken about this a few times before, where people would ask, hey, Chris, hey, Karaeous, how are you doing? And my answer would be, oh, I'm just surviving. Just surviving. Not fine, not good, not even the typical comeback of, oh, just fine. My response was just surviving. And it wasn't until my adult life when I realized just how sad that response is. Well, not even adult life. It wasn't until fairly recent history for me when I realized just how sad of a response that is. And even prior to me fully realizing how bad that was, I kind of challenged myself a little bit to, when someone asks, hey, how are you doing? Don't respond with just surviving, or not even say, oh, fine, or oh, good, which so many people just automatically off the cuff say. So I kind of almost formed a mental block in myself of, don't just give a hollow response, actually give a true response. The hilarious thing is when I give that true response back to people, like, oh, I'm not doing so good today, or I'm happy, I'm good, life is great, and I don't give just the quick, fine response, it kind of throws people for a loop. It's hilarious when you actually start enacting that. But I digress. Squirrel, going back to pain of a sign being something wrong. So I had a lot of emotional pain from my emotional illiteracy and not understanding myself. I had a lot of mental pain from just issues, baggage of the past, angry and resentments of some people in my life. I had spiritual pain from just general anger, mistrust, and resentment of God. And that was not good of me to have any of that. So it took a long time, but I was able to learn and grow emotionally and mentally, because those two are tied fairly close together. So I was able to grow, I was able to learn, I was able to get better. I learned about myself, I learned about emotions. Am I perfect? Oh, hell nah. I still have so far to go. It's not even ridiculous. Or it is ridiculous. It's something. Whatever. So I still have a long ways to go, and as far as the journey of life is concerned, it won't be until I'm in heaven that I actually come to the end of that road. I'll always be learning. I'll always be growing. I'll always be trying to get better. And then when it came to spiritual pain, that was kind of interesting because that was something that kind of morphed over time. It had different spots in my life where I had that spiritual pain, that anger, mistrust, and resentment at God in my spiritual life. And then it kind of morphed later on into I felt a certain uncalling and a certain way that God wanted me to go, but I didn't go down that path. And that's where the pain came from, was like, I know I need to do this. I know God wants me to do this thing or this act or this path, and I didn't. And I've spoken before about my moment of true surrender, as I call it, where I had a long, meaningful conversation with a friend and accountability partner from my local Celebrate Recovery group, and that kind of made me realize just how truly miserable I was. And from there, once I finally realized that, I kind of had a true moment of surrender, a true come to God moment where I kind of fully surrendered to his will for my life. And I had about as drastic of an overnight change as you could possibly have, going from abject misery and depression to the only word I've been able to come up is serenity, peace, happiness, joy. It was crazy. Within, I think it was like 3 or 4 days, my wife noticed a marked change in my life and how I was. Within 2 weeks, I think it was, other people from like my Celebrate Recovery group and just other people in my life noticed the difference. And ever since then, I have had a lot more joy. I've had a lot more happiness. I've been doing a lot better. And then I also want to talk about physical pain, because a lot of people have physical pain in terms of something being wrong with them. But there's also, I'm kind of in a way also going to contradict myself here at the end, kind of pulling a Yoda from Star Wars, you must unlearn everything you have learned kind of a thing. Because yes, pain is a sign of something being wrong, but God also uses pain as a growth thing. So one of the best cases from the Bible of pain being a thing of growth is the book of Job. Job was an upright man of God, but God still tested him. And I've spoken quite a bit about the chronic illness I go through on a daily basis and how it's kind of needless pain, it's worthless pain. There's not, I've had so many doctor's visits and so much blood work, so much imaging done, and everything comes back normal. But I still suffer from chronic pain and chronic fatigue in my life on a daily basis. Why? I don't know. Is it a sign of something wrong? Of course, but I don't know what that wrong thing is. But I'm still trying to use this pain as a source of growth. I'm trying to gain wisdom. I'm trying to gain knowledge. I'm trying to gain understanding from this as much as I can. Just like God used all the spiritual, mental, and emotional pain I went through to grow me and help me learn and help get better. I'm also trying to understand, hey, what is he trying to teach me through this physical pain that I've been going through for now almost 6 years? Hopefully it doesn't last too much longer. God willing, he'll heal me of it eventually, but I'm not angry at him like I was before. I still kind of almost think of my chronic illness, my fibromyalgia, and my chronic fatigue syndrome as almost like a curse that hopefully will one day be lifted from me, but I'm not angry, I'm not bitter, and I'm not resentful about it anymore. It's my thorn in the flesh, in a similar way of who was it? The Apostle Paul from the Bible. He had his thorn in the flesh. I kind of consider this my thorn in the flesh, and trying to figure out how can I learn from it. Oh, so wrapping it all up, back to my original point, is pain is a sign of something being wrong, not just physically, but also spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. In every case of pain, I was wrong or not doing something right. But as God tends to do, he uses those bad things for your betterment. He uses those bad things for his plans to succeed. So if you are going through a hard time, don't just wallow in the pain and misery like I did for so long. Try to look at it from a standpoint of, what is God trying to teach me through this? And once I kind of got that mindset about it, a lot of insight came, a lot of awareness happened, a lot of understanding was able to come. when I was not just angry, bitter, resentful, wallowing in depression. Once I got rid of that, or at least scaled them way back to the point I could have some rationality with it, I got a tremendous amount of relief and got tremendously better. So do take heart. Hopefully my story is able to give you some encouragement in your life, and hopefully makes you think a little bit like, how can I learn? If I am hurting in whatever one of these ways, how can I learn? How can I grow? What wisdom can I gain? It's not an easy process, trust me. It took years. I'm still learning. I'm still getting better. But it's just that. I'm learning. I'm getting better. So hopefully you can learn, and hopefully you can grow and get better as well. And that's all I have for tonight. So thank you all for listening. Thank you for coming. JR Tech. It's a psychological thing because people relate better when you don't throw a single word to them. Oh, yes, I got you. It's a psychological thing because people relate better when you don't throw a single word to them. Yeah, it's hilarious. When I like I mentioned, when I stopped saying just responding with, "Hey, how you doing?" Fine. "Hey, how you doing?" Surviving. "Hey, how you doing?" Good. For many people, and you can usually tell these are the people who are most fake in life, it throws them for a wild loop when you actually don't just throw a single word at them and actually share how you're doing. It's crazy, and it's also hilarious just catching people off guard like that. And I've been able to kind of see who are the genuine people in my life and who are the fake people and shallow people in my life. But yeah, thanks for showing up. Anyway, that's all I got for tonight. Some fun progress with KOTOR, and I might be taking a small break from KOTOR next week because I'm kind of wanting it's not a permanent break. I'm very much going to finish KOTOR 2, but I'm wanting to take a small break and maybe play a little of the original Fallout game, trying to capitalize on the interest of the new TV show coming out soon. Anyway, ideas, plans, maybe, kind of, sort of. We'll see. Anyway, next stream will be... What day is it? What day is it going to be? Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday. That's my streaming schedule. So Tuesday the 9th at 9 o'clock, same place. JR Tech, thank you very much for that follow. Thank you for joining the crew. See you next time. Yep, see you next time as well. It's late, I need to get off, and I hope everyone has a good rest of their weekend and beginning of next week. Bye, everybody.